Hi everyone, my name is Franalyn and today I'm going to be doing a presentation for you on the top telemedicine companies in 2019. I hope you enjoy my presentation and let's move on. So to start, according to a Fortune article written by Michael Bush and Sarah Lewis Cullen, for years, the formula for a workplace to have made the top 100 companies in Fortune are trust, pride, and camaraderie. These days, though, the components of a great workplace to work for all must be met to get placed on that list. These components include the measurement of a company's values, innovation, financial growth, leadership effectiveness, maximizing human potential, and trust. In this article, it specifically states the key to business success is maximizing human potential, which is done through leadership effectiveness, values, and trust. When a company can get those pieces successfully right, they will see innovation and financial growth in their company. In lieu of these components, assessments of consistently positive experiences for the employees and culture audits are also taken into account. So below you can see that I have developed a color-coded chart for you. My sources are CPOE, Investopedia, Healthcare Tech Outlook, and Best Choice Reviews. See below that Teladoc has made all 4 of these sources. Doctor on Demand has also made all 4 of these sources, whereas the other 3 most popular only made it on 2 of those sources. Of the telemedicine companies listed in this chart, the criteria I used to select the top 5 is the amount of times a telemedicine company had made it onto the indicated sources list of top 10 telemedicine companies, how accessible it is as a company, its number of specialties and or providers, its cost effectiveness, their online presence as well. In regards to online presence, all 5 of my top 5 companies have at least one, if not all, of the following social media. These include Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, or Instagram. Of my top 5, only MyTelemedicine has not taken advantage of Instagram, which I found really interesting. So to go into a little bit more detail of these top 5 telemedicine companies that I chose, we're going to learn about a little bit of history of each of these 5. Teladoc is seen as one of the oldest and largest telemedicine companies in the market, established in 2002. They treat conditions for the skin to anxiety and depression and acute infection. They've got 24/7 access, less than 10 minutes wait for doctor consultations. They're growing in revenue and expansion, a vast amount of specialties to choose from, hundreds of specialties available, and they have 30 different languages available for translation purposes as well. MD Live, also a fairly established company for 14 years now, is best known for treating mild and acute conditions, skin issues, and mental health. They also have 24/7 access. They offer board-certified physicians with long-term experiences. They do have limited specialties, and their prices range from $69 to $259, depending on the requested service for the patient. iClinic, established now for 10 years, is popular with travelers, as travelers don't want to be forced to rely on the local medical infrastructure wherever they may be traveling. With iClinic, they also have a 24/7 access for the patients, fast service, vast specialties, over 2,500 physicians available for use. Their visits range from $20 to $30, depending if the visit is text-based, while their monthly subscription costs $30 to $100, depending which long-term contract is signed. Doctor on Demand, a company co-founded by Dr. Phil, actually, back in 2012, is a company that treats anything from sexual health issues to urgent care, mental health, and chronic conditions like type 2 diabetes. They offer board-certified physicians. Virtual health visits are on demand or scheduled. Doesn't look as though they offer 24/7 access, at least according to the research that I found on their website. And their visits actually cost $75 per visit with a medical doctor. MyTelemedicine, one of the newer telemedicine companies established back in 2015, makes use of both phone and video conferencing patients to speak to their doctors. Interestingly, they've been named as one of the best entrepreneurial companies in America by a magazine titled Entrepreneur. MyTelemedicine also offers 24/7 access virtual health with access to a physician, pediatrician, or a behavioral therapist. Okay, so for this video, you will see that I have developed a chart that compares the two companies, MyTelemedicine and Teladoc. My research has shown me that I believe MyTelemedicine is a rising star, while Teladoc is definitely a well-established company. In future slides, I'll be going over why I believe this is the case. But for this video, let's take a look at this chart that I made. To reiterate, MyTelemedicine was established back in 2015, while Teladoc was established in 2002, and both of these companies offer 24/7 virtual health for their patients. I was able to go over the accessibility and ease of use for their mobile apps that they have on Google Play Store. You'll see that I have documented that MyTelemedicine has 4.3 out of 5 stars on Google Play, while Teladoc has 4.6 out of 5 stars on Google Play. I also took a minute to look at the reviews for each of these apps on Google Play and found some interesting things, including that MyTelemedicine and Teladoc both have positive and negative reviews, as you'll find with most mobile apps, healthcare related or not. Customers definitely don't have the same view on their experiences with whichever mobile app they happen to be using. But with MyTelemedicine, they commented back on customers that had given them a bad review by trying to connect with that person who had given them a bad review and try to make it better. Whereas with Teladoc, I was seeing no comments back for people who had a bad review with their mobile app. To compare their LinkedIn profiles, you'll see that MyTelemedicine has 11 to 50 employees, while Teladoc has 1,000 to 5,000 employees. MyTelemedicine does have minimal specialties, while Teladoc has over 450 specialties. When it comes to cost effectiveness, doctor consults with MyTelemedicine are free, but there is a monthly program access fee for them of $25, while with Teladoc, their visits are no more than $49 for everyday care, according to their website, unless fully covered by the patient's health plan. So what's next? Next, we will be going over the financial performance of the two companies, MyTelemedicine and Teladoc. Okay, so what we're looking at here is the financial performance overview of Teladoc's corporate location versus their branch location. I present that as of December 2009, Teladoc made over $400 million in corporate sales, and of that amount, 24,000 came from one location alone. For an organization that advertises over 450 specialties, I believe that a large chunk of change is really called upon. In my next slide, you will see a visual representation of this company's growth in volume, and you can really see that their sales really started to pick up back in the year 2016, and that they've been able to maintain this growth since that year. As I mentioned previously, here is the visual representation of the financial performance for Teladoc. Next up, we'll be analyzing the financial performance of MyTelemedicine. Okay, when it comes to the financial performance overview of MyTelemedicine, you'll see here that as of February 2020, MyTelemedicine has accumulated $224,000 in location sales volume. Comparatively to Teladoc, I calculated that MyTelemedicine has made $200,000 more than them in a singular location, which I thought was very impressive considering their minimal specialties and the fact that it has only been 5 years since their establishment. In the picture on the right, you'll see that over the years, they've been able to keep their sales volume at a stagnant rate, which isn't the most ideal for a company that should be growing as a rising star. However, that is better than seeing a decrease in sales. Next up, we will be going over the digital marketing aspect of the companies MyTelemedicine and Teladoc. As you can see in this chart that I've made for you, both these telemedicine companies utilize search engine optimization efficiently. When patients want to find them on any search engine, they can. With Teladoc, the company adequately provides information concerning the benefits patients would receive after signing on with them, and that they serve patients on a global scale. With MyTelemedicine, their website is rather minimal in information, and they don't market their partnership with Access a Doctor as well as they could. but you'll see more on that in my next slide. Let's move on to analyzing the social media marketing aspect of this chart. Please note the significant difference in the number of followers for each company. It goes without saying that Teladoc has more following them because of how well established they are as a company. Out of all their social media profiles, I saw that they seem to be neglecting their YouTube profile over all their other social media outlets. However, with the coronavirus spreading, they've chosen this time to post an update concerning the virus from their point of view as a company. As for MyTelemedicine, they need to take advantage of all of their social media outlets. They haven't posted on Twitter since 2016, which happens to be the year that they joined them. The only social media that they've been even slightly active with has been LinkedIn. Posts on there were made about a month ago, but before that, 6 months had passed without a post by them. What I did find the most interesting is that they do have a hashtag on Instagram showcasing that they do have a strong company culture. Still, they should really be upping their game on all of their social media outlets. For this slide, please enjoy this video that I've compiled for you consisting of the websites for MyTelemedicine and Teladoc. When you go to the MyTelemedicine website, you'll see that it's pretty minimal. They do show areas where you can request a demo. If you click on the link for member login, you'll notice that they advertise the Access a Doctor mobile app by advertising. Did you know that you can use the Access a Doctor app to access your benefit there on the bottom portion of the member login page? And when you go onto the Access a Doctor website, they do offer more information for the patient, including how to start their membership, that they can speak with a licensed doctor anytime, anywhere, 24/7 access, the common conditions that are treated for a patient through MyTelemedicine. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that on the main website for MyTelemedicine, they don't advertise the Access a Doctor partnership that they have very well, and that Access a Doctor is more informative for the patient than their parent website, MyTelemedicine.com. With the Teladoc website, it's certainly a lot more informative than you'll find on the main website for MyTelemedicine. Okay, thank you. So you'll see in this slide here that I have created a social media snapshot slide for the company Teladoc. And after taking a look at each of their profiles for their social media outlets, I critiqued what they post and how often they posted. Their posts seem very customer-centered in that they really make the patient feel like they care about them because they post so often, especially on Twitter. LinkedIn, and Facebook. They do need to work on their YouTube posting and their Instagram postings. The last thing that I critique them on is also the amount of followers that they have. And in my previous slide, you should have seen that they have thousands of followers on each of their social media outlets. So, good on them. As you'll see here, this is also a social media snapshot slide for MyTelemedicine. Now, I previously mentioned that they don't post often on any of their social media outlets, and I strongly believe they could take advantage of that and work on how often they post. In comparison to Teladoc, they don't necessarily make customers aware that they care about them because they don't post as often as they could. They might not have as strong a following as Teladoc, but with the proper marketing skills, they could really change that. Okay, next up, we'll be going over my overview of the strengths and weaknesses of MyTelemedicine and Teladoc from the digital marketing aspect. After everything I've researched, I believe that Teladoc's strengths lie in their presence on search engine optimization and their social media outlets. They have over 30 languages available for interpretation, plenty of locations globally that patients can take advantage of, hundreds of available specialties that those patients could use. They know who their target audience is, and they market their immediate 24/7 access to the organization's website and their mobile app. The only weakness I could derive from my research is the length of time it took for them to see positive results in revenue. When it comes to MyTelemedicine strengths, I also believe that their strengths lie in their presence on search engine optimization and the fact that they advertise on their website the premium technology merged with quality healthcare to provide affordable, accessible care for their patients. They also show on their website their core values, which include innovating with purpose, service with heart, being creatively different, doing it right without compromise, challenging themselves daily, and collaborating and listening, which I believe, if they market it right, would gain loyalty from patients to them as a company. Not to mention their strong company culture advertised on Instagram. Market that right, and they would definitely have a loyal following in the patients that they market to. I also think since they know their target audience, they can take advantage of that, as well as the immediate 24/7 access to their organization's website and their own mobile app, Access a Doctor. When it comes to their weaknesses, I will reiterate that their social media presence definitely needs a lot of work. I also think that their minimal specialties might be considered as a weakness as well, being that there are plenty of other healthcare telemedicine companies that offer more specialties. Again, their Access a Doctor app is not well marketed on their parent website, which they could work on as well. In conclusion, we'll compare which company would be for me. MyTelemedicine versus Teladoc. Well, after all of the research I've done and presented to you here in this presentation, I would definitely say I would choose Teladoc if I had to choose between the two companies because of how well established and how much Teladoc really makes their customers feel as though they truly care about them and want only their best health. Thank you. Okay, thank you for watching my presentation, and I sincerely hope you enjoyed it. Please stay tuned for my references slides. Have a great day.